Hi, troublemaker. What does it really mean to feel welcome? It is not the polite nods or formal greetings, but that deep, quiet sense that you belong, that you are seen, and that this place, these people, this moment has room for you. In part 1, we unpacked the politics of welcoming, how we create space, how power shows up at the door, and how small actions can open big doors for others. But today, we are actually flipping the mic. We have asked folks from different walks of life to share with us what makes them feel welcomed. Not theories, just real, honest answers. Moments that made them feel like they really mattered. Before we speak to our guest today, you will hear a few of those voices. These are fragments of home, kindness, inclusion in people's own words. And maybe as you listen, you'll be reminded of your own story. Of when someone reached out and made space, or just made you feel like you could exhale.
I feel welcome when the space feels inviting, when the energy gives camaraderie and the vibes give solidarity. I feel welcome in spaces where my voice is needed and in spaces where others' voices are just as needed.
I feel welcomed when a place is real, not polished up. A place where you can mess up, learn from it, and still be genuinely accepted. No questions asked.
I feel welcomed when a place gives me peace and comfort.
I feel welcomed when I enter a place where I see people showcasing their gifts, especially in the arts, showcasing their talents with so much confidence and pride and being vulnerable to put their work out there.
I feel welcomed when a place is grounded in care, where people know your name, they listen without judgment, and make room for all of you, not just the parts that fit.
I feel welcomed when a place has people responding with genuine smiles, a place where your contributions are considered, and a place where you're given opportunities for improvement with humility.
So, how do we turn these feelings into actual practice? How do we build spaces where welcome isn't just a word, but rather it is a way of being? That's what we are exploring today, and we are doing so with someone who has been thinking about this deeply. Come on, let us now dive in. Hello and welcome to the second episode of Make New Folks Feel Welcome. We had this episode last with Rebecca, and today we are with Lennart in the Samora Machel studio. Just to remind you, Make New Folks Feel Welcome is a principle by Jonathan Matthew, and it's available on the Beautiful Trouble Toolkit. Visit it, read it, and digest. Just to start, welcome, Lennart. I'll give you a round to introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Nice to be here as well.
Yeah, my name is Lennart, and I'm an architect. And I specialized mostly in building renovation and rebuilding of buildings. Yes.
Okay. What does a truly welcoming group or space feel like to you?
For me, it's a space where you kind of feel a kind of freedom to that you feel you can interact with the space, or that you can leave your mark in a space. Something that's not too clean, too finished, maybe but has some kind of welcoming vibe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's hard to pinpoint what exactly it's. Yes, but.
And can you think of a time when you saw someone not being welcomed well? If you can, what did you do, or what would you do to change that welcoming?
I think it's sometimes maybe a lack of approaching people, or to instead of just saying hi, that you like ask for the name or what they are doing in the space, and kind of being more inviting. I think that, and being here in Tanzania, I think it's very different from where I normally live. Like the way of interacting, I feel it's way more open.
Tell us the difference.
The culture. Yeah, no, I feel like you're greeted with a smile and with an openness. that I feel sometimes like the eye contact can be, in Northern Europe a bit more that you don't want to look people directly in the eye maybe. And especially where I'm from in Northern Germany, we are known for that we don't talk.
Introverts, they say.
So if someone would enter the space, someone new, people would maybe not even say something, not even look.
Wow.
So
that's a huge
of course, it
difference.
always depends on the group. It's generalization, but
how can one strike a balance between preserving a group's culture and making room for fresh voices and perspective?
I think it's about having a very good basis, but that at the same time allows for small changes to happen and for new things to happen. Like some kind of a good foundation that is open enough for new ideas. And I think it's actually also something that you could directly relate to architecture, like that you mostly have a foundation and the construction of the whole building, and then you fill in your furniture, your walls, and that if you give the users kind of a possibility to furniture the space, to take their own decision, I think it makes the space more welcoming in that sense.
Okay, let's talk about knowledge exchange or knowledge transfer. For instance, in Africa before colonialism, a father would take their child maybe and teach them what they know. Let's say if it's a craftsman, then he would transfer that knowledge through practice. Now to architecture, let's say today you don't have classrooms, you don't have the chalkboards, you don't have the lecture rooms or anything. How would you personally transfer the knowledge to the next generation?
I think, it's about inviting people to participate, kind of not only teaching, but that people active becoming a part of the process and learning through that. And also giving them ownership. Like in my work as like working with restoring buildings, we often work with very old, for example, construction techniques that maybe are lost also. But then it's beautiful to see sometimes that there are these young people coming in and having to work with an old wood technique, with an old kind of roofing technique. And they really start to like get into it and really start loving it and getting the skill from the older generation. And maybe something they didn't knew existed also, that in their normal work they do a very what you do in building a new building, but then suddenly you have to adapt the way you work and adapt your tools. And so I think there's a lot of knowledge exchange happening in that sense.
Have you ever worked with social movements before?
I could mention one project. It was more like a conceptual project for protecting a city in Denmark from raising seawater, raising sea levels. And we decided to engage with some local organizations that, for example, some marine biologists and some user groups that use these waters. And I think it opened up the project a lot by reaching out and inviting these groups, activist groups, into the project and getting their input. And it was very revealing for me that it's very easy to call people and they would, if they want change, if they're so eager to talk with you about their topics. So I think that was a big learning for me, that it's you just have to reach out and people will give you their knowledge. so you can implement it, kind of.
That's a very nice lesson to share. Thank you. What do you do, or what do you think gets in the way of groups being more open to new folks? Like, why aren't groups open to new people?
I think sometimes people are like scared of change.
Mm-hmm.
That something could like come from the outside and disrupt the stability you maybe have and your. So I think that is something I think a lot about, like always keeping in mind that things change.
Mm-hmm.
Everything always change, and you can't conserve anything, and a group will always change also. Mm-hmm. Also, if it's the same people.
Mm-hmm. Why is it so important not to just include people, but actually make them feel valued?
I think first, then you can hear their voices. I think people have to feel very welcome before they come with their inner voice, kind of. Maybe if people just part of a group but not really feel welcome, they won't give everything they have, and maybe they won't say everything. Maybe they won't be so open. Mm-hmm. But if you give them the place, the space, I think they will. People will. Do you have any personal experience about it, like a time that you never felt welcome at some point? I think maybe I feel it mostly in situations when it's like if it's like too stiff. I don't know, if there's like a certain kind of vibe of importance to a place that you kind of feel you are not part of it. That's kind of a closed environment. Yeah, like there's no space for interaction, kind of. And have you ever brought someone to a group and to watch them thrive? It could be a new member in your team. What do you think helped them to thrive? I'm asking this question because it could be related to anyone who has ever brought someone into a movement and then they watch them maybe grow rapidly or something like that. I think it works really well if people get some kind of ownership. It can also be a small thing that they really can dive into, and maybe making them also become an expert in something in particular. So they kind of build up some knowledge that that's important for the rest of the team, and I think that's mostly worked really, really well. Okay. And how do we build welcoming cultures instead of just welcoming moments? You know, it's like when you go to a place and then on the first day, like everybody's all over your face, like, hey, welcome. And then tomorrow nobody's talking to you. So like, how do we actually build that culture and not just those small moments? I think giving room for social activities also. That not everything is about work and about reaching a goal, but that there's space to just be, and space to talk, and space to get away from the main concept. So I think then, good things will happen. Okay, so thank you so much, Lennart, for joining us today. Thank you. And for anyone who is listening to us today, please do not hesitate to connect with us on our social media, on Instagram and Facebook at Troublemakers the Podcast, and you can reach out to us via email, troublemakersthepodcast@gmail.com. A round of applause to Lennart, and for anyone who would want to reach Lennart, maybe they would want to work with you on a project or something, how are they to actually reach you? They can look at my website. That's now quite old, but LennartDose.com, I think. There must be some kind of contact.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lennart.
Thank you, Rogers.
Bye.